Podcast. We are back.
Yes.
Another week. Oh man, so much happening in the world of sports. I'm your host, Jason Flake. My co-host, Lance Reynolds, aka the People's Champ.
What up, though?
Want to thank everybody, man, for another great week of engagement. We was a little light on the clips this week, man. I was a little under the weather, so I didn't get an opportunity, man, to post very much on the social sites or to cut many clips for the YouTube channel. But we still do appreciate y'all checking us out, man, coming over, giving us some views, viewing the stuff from last week. We appreciate that. Can please continue to like, share, and subscribe. That's everybody has the number one sports podcast on YouTube. Everybody has one spelled out everywhere else. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's TikTok, that's Twitch. Y'all please continue to engage with us, man. Continue to comment, to continue to share, man. Continue to talk to your friends about us and about the topics that we share. And continue to make suggestions, man, about things that you'd like to see us discuss on the show.
Indeed.
And without further ado, man, so much to discuss.
Indeed, man. What's on your mind?
Man, let's talk about the Lions, man. The Lions had the Monday night game against the Ravens. They were victorious, 38-30. Very, very big win. First time that the Lions have beaten the Ravens since 2005. So it's a 20-year drought there. Lamar Jackson's numbers against the NFC are very well documented. 24-2 as a starter. Obviously, his primetime performances against the I believe he was undefeated against the NFC in primetime. At home, he had only lost once, I believe, and that was to Philly last year. So he has been very outstanding against NFC opponents. So very, very big win. I believe it's probably Dan Campbell's. I put out on the social site that it was Dan Campbell's best regular season win in his coaching tenure with the Lions.
Yeah.
In my opinion, even though I know that we had to beat Minnesota to win the division for the last regular season game of last year, but that was at home, and I just think we were a better team than Minnesota last year, even with the injuries. But I'll take your thoughts on the game. Big victory. It was not a game that I had us penciled in to win. It was one of the ones that I had us losing just because of our historic record at Baltimore, and then just their success against NFC opponents in that building. So a great win. Shout out to Dan Campbell and the guys for going up there and getting that win and doing it in dominant fashion.
Right.
I mean, we'll talk about all of the aspects of the win, but I'll take your thoughts, man, and then I'll give you a few of mine.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, that was the thing for me, the manner of which the win came. But yeah, I can't think of a bigger regular season win for Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Who again, to me, is showing that he's one of the exceptional, football, and relatively young, football minds in terms of coaching, going forward, as guys like, your Andy Reeds and your Pete Carrolls, who's kind of like in and out of, retirement, semi-retirement.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of the old staples.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of emerging, I think, as another one of those names.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still has to get the big one done.
Yep.
But I think he's further legitimizing and solidifying and justifying him being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And given the task at hand of turning the Lions around.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy how things have changed in 2 weeks where, just me, we went from, oh goodness, are the bad habits, not necessarily bad habits, but the trends and the tendencies carrying over from last year, and this could maybe only get worse, before it gets better, to where now, though we're only like three weeks in, and so you're getting a little small, sample size. It going back to last year, it puts us, I think, to me, back into a serious contender conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It puts us back into that conversation.
Yep.
Because again, it goes back to me to the manner of which we beat the Ravens. Like that was dominant. That was a will imposing win. Like
it was
like 38-30, but it felt it felt like a and they 14.
They scored a garbage time touchdown.
It felt like a 17, 20 point, type of game.
Yeah.
The O-line, I thought they answered the bell because I saw them, they were getting tested early.
Yeah.
They were getting pushed around early.
A little bit. Yep.
But, they stayed the course, and then eventually they started to impose their will. They started to bully the bully.
Yep.
So that was reassuring to see going forward again, because you want the unit to gain that cohesiveness.
Yep, and that continuity.
Yeah, absolutely. With that said, got to give props to Johnny Morton. That game, I had some questions, but again, who the hell am I? Johnny Morton's the guy getting paid to call the plays. I think the biggest thing to me, and that's just me as a football fan, and just my Joe Six-Pack mentality, the handoff after a turnover. I get it. It could be a setup to a bigger play, but to me, the turnover was the setup to the big play.
Right.
That's the thing. That's just me, though. You know what I mean? But outside of that, I got to give props to Johnny Morton. Staying with the offense, Jared Goff, period.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about him. I mean, he's highly underrated in my opinion.
And it's getting crazy because I mean, like the Jared Goff, the disrespect and like the backdoor prop giving that they give him, it has to stop, bro. Like this is something I saw on, I want to say it might have been like BetMGM or something like that. But like since 2001, this is what Jared Goff has done. Joe Burrow, 16,502 passing yards. Jared Goff, 17,648. Lamar Jackson, 107 passing touchdowns. Jared Goff, 122.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, 97.1 passer rating. Jared Goff, 101.1.
Yeah.
This has to stop.
Yeah, I'm
like Jared Goff. I get it. Yeah. He can't do everything. I get it when the play breaks down, he gets in trouble, he looks lost, he looks bad. When he has to improvise. I get it. And the 5 throws a game on average that he misses are ugly misses. But guess what? They're only 5.
Yeah.
you dig me? And you know what? The quarterback, the last one that we seen that can be an accurate thrower and can actually scramble too, that's Aaron Rodgers. Guess what? 20 years, 1 Super Bowl.
Right.
So listen.
Yeah, I mean, no, if you start making a Mount Rushmore of great quarterbacks, most of them are going to be pocket passers.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be real. I understand the fascination with mobile quarterbacks, guys that can run. And, remember when Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson was doing all of that running in the Super Bowl? Yeah, me either. Nobody remembers because they haven't. They can't get past a guy named Patrick Mahomes, who usually saves his running for the postseason.
Thank you.
And he's been doing a lot of running this year, and they won in 2.
Thank you.
I mean, yes, would I like, if I had a magic wand, would I like for Jared Goff to be a little bit more mobile? Yes, of course.
So with Jared Goff.
Yes, absolutely. But that's not the end all be all. Playing quarterback in the NFL is about being able to drop back, make the reads, and make the throws. All of the rest of it is extra.
Yep.
That's bonus. It's not the other way around. It's not being able to run and scramble and improvise. And then if you could drop back and make the throws, that's cool too. No, that's called being Caleb Williams. Yep. That's what Caleb Williams is. Caleb Williams is great at improvising and not that great at dropping back and completing passes. And the Bears ain't going nowhere until he's good at one and You know, he can still be great at the other one, but he's got to be great at dropping back and making passes. And that's what Jared Goff is great at. Jared Goff is great at dropping back, making the reads. That's playing quarterback in the NFL.
Amen.
The rest of that's college football.
Well,
that's why the pocket passer, the better pocket passer is always going to be the better improviser. Always.
Yeah. I'm just tired of it. You know, I just had to put it out there because every time the Lions, you know, hit a little snag, it always comes like the Jared Goff whispers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we need to, like, you know, it's old. Like, no, Jared Goff is a dude, bro.
And again, full disclosure, I picked Buffalo to overcome Kansas City this year. Mm-hmm. I picked Josh Allen to make the Super Bowl this year, but it ain't happened yet.
Right.
And it ain't, and the formula doesn't work until it works. Again, I'm fully understanding of the fascination with quarterbacks that can move, quarterbacks that can scramble, but the success has been limited when you're talking about winning the ultimate prize. Lamar Jackson is fantastic in the regular season.
Yep. In
the postseason, not so much. He ain't no Jared Goff in the postseason.
You know,
I'm gonna just be real, and you can start looking at you can start comparing the
Mark Andrews
resume.
Notwithstanding last year.
Hey man, listen, I get it. Players drop passes. Josh Reynolds dropped.
Real talk.
Players drop passes all the time.
Not once, but twice.
Yeah, players drop passes all the time. You gonna start doing that? We can do that too.
I'm not.
Yeah, players drop passes all the time. We understand it's not always on the quarterback,
right?
But the point is,
but from 2021, which is basically his tenure here as a Lion,
man.
He's amongst the best.
Yeah, 2023 most yards since 2023, the Detroit Lions. Most points in the NFL since 2023, the Detroit Lions. Yeah. Third in point differential. Yeah. I mean, we've said it. The most passing yards since 2023, Jared Goff. Yeah. Most passing touchdowns since 2023, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy he's done nothing but produce.
And as you look at, you know, the turbulence, whether it be an injury or play or combination of both for the quarterback position around the league.
Yeah.
You know, to have a guy that's, you know, a steady hand right now. Yep. You know, I think that's one thing we need to kind of appreciate as opposed to nitpick.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm with you, man. And again, it's just not. It hasn't been a good offense for the past 3 years. It's been the best offense.
Right. Preach.
It's been the best offense in football for the past 3 years, and he's been at the helm.
Yep.
And I get him, you know, people naming him as a fringe top 10 quarterback.
Right.
Like,
nah, bro.
Yeah, if anybody else was at the helm of the very best offense in football for 3 years, they'd be a no-brainer to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. They'd be arguing too. If his last name was Manning, they'd be arguing tooth and nail for him to be a top 5 quarterback, and you wouldn't be able to say any different.
Yeah.
If it was Justin Herbert, forget about it. If Justin Herbert was the quarterback of the number 1 offense in the NFL for the past 3 years,
he'd have had an MVP by now.
Yeah, stop it. He'd have 2.
Okay.
He'd have 2 and won a couple of playoff games, came within a possession of winning a conference championship game. Stop it. He'd be above Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Let's keep it a buck.
But I digress, man. I didn't mean to step on your analysis.
You did not. That's what we do here. We build off each other. That's why I put it out there because, like, you know, for real, I just kind of hope, like, going forward, especially with a performance like that on Monday night.
Yeah.
You know, with the team averaging 45 points over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And having a performance of mano a mano, so to speak, with Lamar Jackson. You know, let's just put that discussion to bed.
Yeah.
Just a few more points, and then, you know, I'll let you have at it, my G. Calvin Shepard, man, continues to impress me.
Yeah. I liked it. Listen, I've never seen as good a game playing against Lamar Jackson, particularly keeping him in the pocket. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I saw Lamar Jackson sacked 7 times, or if I ever have.
I don't know the last time I've seen Al Quadin Muhammad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
dog. And that man was looking like Derek Brooks out there.
I know, right?
You feel me? So again, shout out. I thought I would spotlight him because for
Absolutely.
weekly, I would say from the second half of week 1, it's been consistently getting better and improving.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Calvin Shepard. And I'll let you expound and continue on Terry and Arnold, because I'm just really leaning on being out on the guy. I'll just leave it as I don't feel he's a 1 or 2 corner in the NFL, at least not on September 24th.
No, not today.
25.
That's
subject to change. I hope it changed for our benefit and his, because I never root against guys.
I agree,
but it's rough. Like, it's getting to the point where it's either a penalty or a chunk play.
Yeah, and I think that what is happening is whenever the other team needs a big play, they're going at him. They're finding him, and they're singling him out. And again, at this point, I'm more concerned about his confidence as a second-year player than I am about whether or not he's going to be able to make that giant leap that they're looking for him to make. But yeah, I mean, just a couple of other notes from the game. I believe it was 225 yards rushing that we were able to achieve. Now, again, full disclosure, they were without Matabike, who's one of the very best interior defensive linemen in football.
That's real.
And without Kyle Van Noy, who was the best edge rusher from last year. So, I do want to say that, I don't think that colors this victory at all, because Baltimore is still a very difficult place to play and a very difficult place to go in and get a win.
Especially for the Detroit Lions.
Absolutely. And we dominated up front. And, if I can find a complaint, which is very hard to find one after a performance like that, which was a very good performance, but it does show that the offensive line just needed more time on task. Before the first game, I believe if they would have had 25 snaps together, the week 1 might have looked a lot different.
I agree.
Because you saw Penei Sewell and Tate Ratledge coming off the ball, getting that double team and driving guys off the football, and us getting some chunk runs in behind that. Whereas they weren't marrying up like that in game 1. They just looked all out of sync. It looked like every man for himself. So
in week 2, we were better on the edge.
Correct.
Right?
Now
it's kind of coming together.
And now, you're starting to see it come together. Yeah, they need reps together as a unit. But that's a conversation for another day.
Or off season.
Yeah. So, but at this point, the offensive line looks to be coming together extremely well. The running game is progressing. I don't think it's not everything we need it to be at this point. We still see some areas for improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
Particularly because I think David Montgomery has been the more effective running back to this point in the year. And I heard somebody call in on one of the local radio stations after the game last week against Chicago, saying that he didn't believe that Montgomery was getting the appropriate amount of reps, basically saying that they should be splitting reps. And obviously after a game where the offense put up 52 points, that's a hard argument to make.
Right.
Because I think in the game against the Bears, I'd have to check it, but I think one had 11 carries and the other one had 12 carries. I think that is more of an argument after Monday night's game, where Montgomery only had 12 carries and Gibbs had 22.
Yeah.
But Montgomery was far more effective. Like he had way more yards. So I'm like, I'd like to see those numbers either be a little closer or inverse, even when Montgomery is going like that. But again, it's hard to complain after a victory where you put up 38 points. But we saw that at some points the offense had lulls and we could have put up another 50 spot.
Right.
Because I thought after some stops, some of the play calling was a little conservative, and we didn't even make a lot of headway. We had some dead spots in the game where we didn't even score a lot of points. We probably left a couple of scores on the table.
Do you think they well, I'm sure they probably do. I mean, they come up with the little stat quote game plan, and then they just kind of feel it.
Yeah,
feel it through.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of shifts as the game goes on, where it's just like, well, and to their credit, be it Montgomery and Gibbs, where it's just kind of like, that Dave is taking 3-4 guys with him.
Yeah,
every time he's touching it tonight.
And also,
whereas, they spent the last 4 weeks gaming for you, Jameer.
And I think that also, the expectation is that Gibbs will get more snaps because he is more versatile. Even though David Montgomery does a good job catching the ball. I think he's good in pass coverage.
Yeah.
He does a good job picking up blocks. He can catch
he
the
does
ball.
Everything,
yeah, they both really do everything well.
He does everything Gibbs does. Gibbs just does it fresher.
I was gonna
faster.
say, Gibbs is a little bit faster. He's more of
he doesn't get
lightning.
walked down. Gibbs,
right?
Gibbs doesn't get walked down.
No, correct. Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, he's definitely a lot faster, a lot more explosive. While I love the change of pace though.
Yeah, who complains on 72-yard carries?
Correct.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I love the change of pace.
Right.
That they give you though, because one of them is a lot more explosive, and he gives you something else to look at.
No, I agree with you.
While Montgomery is a lot more of a battering ram.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Montgomery is having a better rushing season thus far,
right,
but I think that's an awesome problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I think that the reason that Gibbs had more is they're trying to get him going more, because I think they do feel like Montgomery has kind of found his stride a little bit, and they want to get Gibbs where he is, because that obviously makes the offense that much more explosive. So and then the last thing before we transition into some other NFL topics is I will deal with Tyrion Arnold, because I do think that we need to bring him into the slot. I won't belabor this, because I don't want to make it so Tyrion Arnold centric when we're talking about the defense, but really it does feel like the rest of the defense is coming together quite a bit and quite well. And if we just get a couple of things figured out in the back end, we could actually have a very dominant defense.
Right.
But and on the other hand, I mean, it's likely that we're going to give up some passing yards, because when healthy over the past couple of years, we've been very good against the run. So teams are not going to be able to run the ball on us with great consistency. I mean, we pretty much stack up the run very, very well. So they're going to be forced to throw the ball, and then when they throw the ball, they're going to be probably looking for him, which is why, I feel like you could probably scheme him up with the best safety duo in football, put him in the middle of the field.
He's a good athlete. He just doesn't have the blazing speed.
That's my point. Right. I'm like, I think really
he needs to play free.
To a certain extent, I feel like all of our corners are playing a little bit too much press man. Exactly. I think all of them could probably stand to give a little bit more cushion. I'm saying.
He needs to play free.
Yeah, I think I think all of them could stand to give a little bit more cushion, and maybe be a little bit more ball hawking. Maybe just give a little bit more room, keep their eyes on the quarterback a little bit more, because they're getting lost, on some of these. And I've seen that, to a lesser extent with Reed and Robertson too. I'm like, everybody could probably stand to give a little bit more room. It's probably too much press man for everybody. But again, it's hard to complain, man, after a game where we had 7 sacks. I mean, the coverage was good enough to generate 7 sacks. So again, it's hard to complain, but we always gonna critique. We always want to see our guys get a little bit better. But
Gotta
shout
keep
out
it
to
a
the
whole
Lions.
dollar.
Yeah, shout out to the Lions, man. That was a great win. That
Big
was
win, huge win.
excellent game plan.
Bring on Cleveland.
Yeah, listen.
That's gonna be a tough one.
Cleveland's defense
That's
is
gonna be an
nasty,
ugly
man.
one, I think.
And they, and shout out to Cleveland for giving Green Bay a slice of that humble pie, man.
Good looking out, Cleveland.
Yeah, go on and give Green Bay a slice of that humble pie, because we definitely gonna have a hot piece waiting for them on Thanksgiving. We got that game circle. Oh yeah, we owe them. Yeah, we owe a few teams, man. The Commanders, we'll see y'all on November the 9th. We got a hot slice of humble pie for a lot of people. The revenge tour is in full effect.
Yeah, but that Cleveland defense is a top tier upper.
It's the real thing.
Defense. Yeah,
it's the real thing.
Speaking of the run game,
yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna be a battle up front. See if we can get some.
It's probably gonna be tough sledding all day up there, man. Because shout out to you, man, for your call on Mason Graham being the defensive rookie of the year. Mason Graham is having a very, very fine start to his rookie campaign.
Garrett,
but he's balling, man. Yeah. And they not giving up a whole lot on the ground. It's very tough sledding inside trying to run inside for Cleveland.
Their job is to give Joe Flacco as little of the field as possible. So,
right, yeah, I know.
They got to.
But man, have to. I'm like, what's funny is about the Cleveland offense, since you brought that up, and I don't want to go too far down a Cleveland rabbit hole, but since we previewing the game,
matchup, right?
If they could give 14 to 17 points to that defense, they could win 11 games.
You're gonna be hard pressed to get 20 points against that defense, dog. Real talk.
If they could provide 14 to 17 points, to that defense, establish a running game. Man,
Sunday, it's not gonna be no cakewalk down at Ford Field, man.
I'm glad we got them at home. I think that's gonna help us some. But yeah, man, Cleveland is gonna be tough. I was just saying that. I'm like, man, Cleveland's defense is the real thing. They opportunistic, man. They got good, their secondary is playing very well.
Our hope is that, to me, that they'll be on the field a lot and eventually get tired because our defense will force turnovers from Joe Flacco and 3 and out. So
that's the thing.
That's the hope to me.
Yeah, and he'll be standing still in the pocket. No Lamar Jackson game plan. And the last thing I'll mention is that Hutch, man. Hutch is really starting to look like himself. Is bad news for everybody.
More and more.
Yeah. When we saw him beat Ronnie Stanley on the inside move, we talked about that. Him starting to trust that leg. Him starting to make that inside move. Now, not everything is just straight bull rush to the outside.
2 and 3 bodies.
Yeah, it's he's starting to look like slowly starting to look like himself more and more, which is an excellent thing for the defense because that's going to create a lot more room for guys like Muhammad. Where now they'll just have one guy to beat on the other side.
Right.
So, man, let's transition. Let's talk about. Man, there's so much to talk about, man. What about Danny Dimes, man? What about Daniel Jones, man? Is he having a resurgence over there with the Colts?
Listen here, man.
20 straight possessions without a punt.
Listen, man.
What are we to make of that, man?
Listen. One punt in 3 weeks.
Right.
Bruh. Well, here's the thing. They have Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Top 5 running back. Yeah.
He's the guy. He's leading the league in rushing.
Yeah,
he's
no surprise.
He's going crazy. He's been the offensive player of the week the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They're scoring in the red zone. They're scoring period. They're scoring like in the first possession like 77% of the time. So they jump out on you early.
Yeah.
So, that typically bodes well for you when you can run the ball. So, and then Daniel Jones, he's clearly having a revelation
resurgence over there in Indianapolis, Naptown.
I mean, 71.6 completion percentage.
Yeah, man, listen, cooking. No
800
interceptions,
yards, 3 touchdowns,
no picks,
0 picks, 111.7 QB rate.
Hey,
That is insane.
He cooking, man. Listen.
He's like cleared his best season by like 30 points QBR, 40 points QBR. It's nuts.
Hey, man, shout out to Shane Steichen, man.
Yeah, I mean, the offense has scored 103 points in the first 3 games. They haven't done that in 50 years.
Yeah,
I mean, what the hell do you want from me? Who saw this happening that they would have a once in 50 year start? If you had that book, hit me up so we can make some other things
some
happen,
wagers, right?
Because I missed it. You dig me? But yeah, Jonathan Taylor, of course. I think Daniel Jones and the offense goes as far as he takes them. I think the health with him, is going to be the main thing, because I mean the kid's been a star since Indiana.
And I mean, and we saw, like, when was the last time that Daniel Jones was excellent?
Yeah,
when he was in the backfield with Saquon Barkley.
Exactly.
I mean, like, you give him a running game, you give him the number 1 receiver.
But hey, Malik Neighbors, remember he said he was like it wasn't a quarterback.
Yeah.
He said that. I mean,
he didn't say that after last week.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much cap that was. You get what I'm saying? But maybe. I mean, maybe, like you say, with the right conditions, Daniel Jones, I don't think will continue on this trajectory for the duration of the season. But I think if Jonathan Taylor stays healthy, he can stay close.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, listen,
because they're not asking him really to win games.
Correct. He's a guy that with the right situation, he can win. You brought up Malik Neighbors. I was going to bring up the quarterback situation because now they going to Jackson Dart. Now, we brought that up in the preseason.
Like, why they should have just been the move from the jump.
I'm like, what does starting a Russell Wilson get you? That was my question from the beginning. I'm like,
your answer now is 0-3.
Because if Jackson Dart is ready to play now, he was ready to play 3 weeks ago. That was my whole point. I'm like, we know what Russell Wilson is.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson was available. He wasn't available to you because he was cold.
No.
And somebody was trying to keep him in the fold.
No, he was 0-3 staring you in the face.
That part. He was 0 with however long you was going to put up with him. So I'm like, listen, Jackson Dart. Now, who's to say? Maybe Jackson Dart would have been 0-3 as well.
Right.
But a rookie being 0-3 and showing some flashes rather than a veteran being 0-3 and showing that he's all washed up, that's a whole different thing.
Right.
And I'm like,
one's justifiable.
Correct. You moved up in the draft to get Jackson Dart. I'm like, let's see what we got with Jackson Dart. Playing around with Russell Wilson was an absolute waste of time.
Yeah.
And Brian Daboll, you have no time to waste, because otherwise you're going to have drafted Jackson Dart for someone else, sir. Yeah. Because you're going to be on the unemployment line.
Because what ends up happening is Jackson Dart runs off some wins and they miss the playoffs by half a game.
Right. And you fooled around with Russell Wilson for 3 games when maybe you could have started 1-2 instead of starting 0-3.
That's all I'm saying.
But I digress, man. Yeah. But yeah, so
go Giants.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I am too. Good athlete.
Yep.
He's an exciting player. If he can, simulate anything that or duplicate anything, he did at Ole Miss. The Giants are in for a treat.
Yep.
He's a good athlete.
First start being against the Chargers. I don't know about that one, but
right.
That's gonna be tough. But
again, Brian Daboll, setting him up in the best way possible.
Yeah, Brian Daboll he's not thinking, man. He's not thinking at all. let's talk about the Ravens and the Chiefs coming up,
Mm.
because now all of a sudden, as 2-1-2, one of those teams is going to be 1-3,
Yeah.
which is a very interesting situation. Should either one of those teams be worried? Should both of those teams be worried? What's your read on what's going on with both of those teams? Either one of those teams.
Okay.
Who needs the game more in your humble opinion?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
Because I do feel that both teams have concerns.
correct.
And this is not me like weaseling out of being definitive, but I've been thinking about this. Both teams have like super glaring concerns. I think really for gameplay wise, schematically with Baltimore, you have to address the defense.
Correct.
You have to stop the self-inflicted turnovers in the fourth quarter, King Henry. But you know, your best players are still operating at a high level. Right. But to me, now you're starting to get the ramblings and rumblings about John Harbaugh.
Yeah. I mean, but this is just been him, you know. And so here's my thing about the Ravens. They started poorly defensively last year, and they kind of righted the ship. So with both of these teams, right? Kansas City, they have concerns offensively.
Right.
There are reinforcements on the way, though, because
Right.
Rashee Rice is suspended for the 6 games. He's their best receiver, obviously.
Correct.
He'll return. So they have that light at the end of the tunnel. They like, okay, our number one receiver will be back. Baltimore, same thing. Matabike, one of the best interior defensive linemen in football. You know, he's like a poor man's Aaron Donald. And then also Van Noy, their best edge rusher from last year. You know, I think he led their team in sacks. He's coming back defensively, you know, so they got reinforcements on the way. So both of the teams, like, you know, one struggling defensively, one struggling offensively, they can both say there's reinforcements coming.
Exactly.
You know, help is on the way.
Right.
But if I had to say which team needed the game more, I would definitely say Kansas City.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they are in a tougher division.
Okay.
I think that Baltimore could be 1-3, but I think the rest of the division is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh, are they really afraid of Pittsburgh?
No.
You know, Cleveland's Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland
and
Cincinnati is without Joe Burrow. Yeah,
But see, here's my thing with the Chiefs. And what I was really going to say about the Chiefs, and to your point, I agree with you 100%. Where, you know, a lot of the chatter with Harbaugh, you know, I think a win could cure a lot of it.
Yeah,
but I think, you know, if the losses build, because the players are there.
Yes,
you know. Whereas to me with Kansas City, I think the difference is when they were operating at the premium level, those guys just aren't there anymore.
Right. Well,
I mean, like even, and I mean, not just Tariq, because they won without Tariq.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just think like schematically, they just don't have those same dynamic guys as weapons. Like I feel they have guys that can make a play here and there.
Well, let me say, because I don't think you all the way off base. Xavier Worthy should be back as well. He's the fastest guy in football.
Yeah, without question.
You know, I would like to see what, you know, because again, this is them, and I'm thinking like a Chiefs fan. Not that I am one. But if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm like, we got Xavier Worthy coming back. Rashee Rice will be back. Those are two of the best offensive weapons in football, not just for our team. Those, you know, well, Xavier Worthy potentially, Rashee Rice definitely.
Right.
He's definitely one of the best receivers in football. So if you can get them back in the fold, you can then, because one of the problems Kansas City has is that they can't run the ball well. what happens when you don't have your outside threats?
Right.
Yeah, people packing the box in, like they the safeties are down.
Right.
We want to, if we don't believe you can take the top, well, we don't believe Hollywood Brown is going to do us like that.
Right, for sure.
You put Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy back in the mix, they will lift those safeties. And all of a sudden, the box will be a lot looser.
I agree, but it's like, but even going back to last year with their wins, they didn't look like the Chiefs. Like, to me, it looks almost kind of like how the Lions were in the early part of the season, and again, they were exacerbated by injuries, and suspensions, no doubt. I definitely consider that, but the Chiefs just haven't looked like the Chiefs in a while, and I just feel like other teams in the AFC have gotten better. I mean, even in their own division.
But remember, Rice, he had the ACL last year,
sure,
so he got taken out by Patrick Mahomes of all people.
Yeah, right.
So, and I think that was relatively early.
Right.
I thought early in the year they looked pretty good, but you're right. Like, they haven't had a full accompaniment of offensive weapons. And again, I'm just trying to think of it as
I get it. No, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
100%.
you might be right. Like, everything might get on the field, and it still is like, okay.
I just feel like the Chiefs as
the mystique is
like almost
gone.
almost kind of like not quite the Warriors per se, because I feel like Mahomes is just closer to operating at just the top tier player in the league level,
right?
More so than say like a Steph, what I mean. But I just feel like the way that they win championships is is like really getting closer to the expiration date.
No,
in terms of like how it just looks on the field and how teams look going against it.
I don't disagree, because to your point, guys used to get open. And that's why I'm like, I want to see when Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are in the lineup, because I think that one of the problems is that you got Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown, and
that's fair.
Travis Kelce's corpse, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a bunch of guys who Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy can get open, I mean, and don't get me wrong, like, Thornton has popped open a couple of times. He's really speedy and has popped open, but he's not the route runner that Rice is. Like, Rice is a real number one receiver.
Yeah, he is. That's true, and he will make a difference. That's
I think that
fair.
I think things will. I'm not saying that he'll be the cure-all, because I agree with you. I think some of the mystique is gone, no matter what. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think some of the Kansas City mystique is gone, and that teams do not fear them anymore.
And they have to come back and they have to hit the ground running.
Correct, and they won't. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rashee Rice been out for over, I mean, we saw it with Hutch. Like, even when he comes back, it's going to take him some time to be himself again.
For sure.
So he had the 6-week suspension. So he's not going to be himself right away. It's going to take him some time to get acclimated and to get back in sync with Patrick Mahomes and to fit back into the offense. Same thing with Xavier Worthy. Like, he got hurt like on the first drive of the first game.
Don't let that start to become a thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, he already is pretty slight.
That's
in
what
the
I'm
first
saying.
place.
Like, you don't want that to become a thing.
Yeah, so he's kind of been nicked up as it is. So like, again, I want to see if they can.
You want to see him fully loaded and run some wins off and
establish that continuity.
I mean, that's fair. They've definitely earned that. You know,
and I mean, but to your point though, the way that Kansas City used to get it done, because I still think they have a good defense, but they can't play complementary football. The complementary football is in being able to run the ball.
Yes.
If you can't run the football, and that's the same thing with the Ravens. It's like, the Ravens defense is bad, but one of the problems is that they couldn't run the football.
True.
And that's why, again, we talked about this off air last season. I was like, I think the Lions match up well with the Eagles because the Eagles 31st in pass offense. I'm like, they want to try to run the ball on us. When we've been healthy, we stop the run. Yep. You're not going to run the ball on us all day. So we're going to take your run away, and we're going to turn the 31st pass offense into a must-pass offense. Yep. And I'm like, and I'm not telling you that because Jalen Hurts has shown that, when he needs to pass, he can. Yep. But he going to need to pass is my point. And I'm like, and they were going to have to come to us at home. And you know what our offense can do at home. Oh, man. I'm like, we turned the ball over 4 times, looked horrible, and still scored 31 points in the playoffs last year. We played horribly. I'm like, so we bring in a 30-piece with us every time. That's not necessarily what the Eagles want to do. Right. I'm like, again, 50-point games. We've done it 3 times since 2023. The whole rest of the league has done it 4. Yeah. So we can bring a boatload of points, a boatload of scoring against a team that really want to run the ball and take the air out the ball. Yep. And I'm like, that's why I felt like, and that's not a knock because I think Philly is a very good team. I'm like, the teams that eat us alive are the teams that can hit us with the shot plays, the chunk plays, the deep balls, taking advantage of our weak secondary because that's really been our issue almost really for the entire time Dan Campbell has been here. We haven't really gotten the secondary right. And if we ever could, I'm like, if we ever get a real number 1 corner, we going to be dangerous because we figured out the rest of it. Yep. If we get a real number 1 corner that's a shutdown corner, it's gonna be lights out for the rest of the. That's why I almost wish that in free agency we just went and bought one. Like, just go buy one. Go buy us a corner, bro.
Yeah, I think we're at that point now. Yeah, where we can go get mercs. Where we can get some mercenary pieces. Now.
Exactly. Just go buy me one, bro.
You're the guy that can get us over the hump.
Yeah, just go buy one, man. Go buy me a Sauce Gardner. You know what I'm saying? Just go buy him
for sure.
Yeah, just I don't care what it costs, man. Go buy that, and then can buy that final piece of the puzzle, man. Yep. But let's talk a little bit of college football, man. Okay. I'll start with that Michigan State game that I stayed up late to watch on Saturday. They went out to USC and the defense did what the defense does. I believe it was 45-31. I believe it was only so much of it that I could take, but I double checked the score for myself, but it was 45-31 USC. The offense was okay. It had some lulls in the game, but the fact of the matter is the defense just is not good enough, and Jonathan Smith needs to improve that side of the ball. That should be, that's job number 1, 2, and 3. Is we need some guys. We need some defensive guys.
Bro, that's not a Division I defense.
No.
It's just not.
It's not.
And for Michigan State, that's a disappointment.
It is, because usually, even if we didn't have a good offense, we would have a good defense.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Because I'm like, Michigan State scoring 31 points, 10 years ago, man.
Against anybody,
that's a W. Yeah, I'm like, we winning, bro. We scored 31 points, we winning. Nobody scoring 40 points on us. Now, unless it was like a loaded Ohio State or, it was just some special team that was a national championship contender. But
right, and to the point, this wasn't Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush USC that they, went up against.
No, it wasn't. No, but I'm like, but anybody can go up and down the field on us. So, that needs to be a priority. We need to get some dudes on that side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball. We need a stud defensive tackle. We need an edge rusher that's a real edge rusher that can really get around the corner. We got a decent safety. We need some real corners though. Like we need to really be
I'm
heavy on
telling
that side because Nick Marsh is the real thing. Amari Kelly is really good. I like our running backs. Aiden Childs is starting to figure it out
bro. I
on
mean,
his side.
he's
Yeah,
getting
at
better and
quarterback.
better.
Yeah, I'm like, the offensive line is actually even, starting to come together. But defensively, we just can't get enough stops to beat a good team. And that's really gonna be our biggest issue. So yeah, I didn't even really want to belabor that. Because Michigan actually participated in a competitive game. So I'd prefer to spend more time on them. Shout out to them. They beat Nebraska 30-27 in a really, really good football game. That they I saw that Hail Mary that got completed
Right before the half.
Yeah, by Dylan Raiola, who is, Dylan Raiola is the real thing.
Yeah.
That dude is the real thing. That's who I was, telling people. I'm like, listen, to me, he could possibly be the best quarterback in football. Forget Klubnik, forget Manning, forget all of them. This kid could possibly be the best quarterback in football. In college football.
Yeah, Dylan's talented.
Yeah,
man.
he had 308 yards and 3 touchdowns against Michigan. That dude can deal.
Yeah, he can spin it.
Yeah, he can spin the football. So I really like him. But shout out to Michigan, man. Bryce did enough. He had 61 yards on the ground, 105 yards passing. And then Justice Haynes,
Man, listen.
Got busy.
Just keep giving him the ball.
turn it around.
Just keep giving him the ball, dude. He is explosive.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Like he gets away and you forget about it.
Yeah, and he's a beast.
And it seems like every week it's just coming. It's like when he gets the ball, you just kind of like hear the Jaws music because sooner or later it's gonna break. And when it breaks, just make reservations for six. I think Bryce, showed a little bit more poise. It's still the ebbs and flows of being a freshman.
Yeah.
Because he makes, some plays and some throws that you're like, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
And then it's somewhere it's like, how you missed that throw?
Right. Yeah.
He's young. And it's not a it's not a heavy diet of the bad stuff.
No, it's not a
it's just the fan in me. When after you see him, make a throw on the run, to the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
And then he misses a quick dink. He's just like, but that just comes with reps.
I agree.
But he's good.
Yeah,
like that kid's really good. I think the Michigan O-line a lot similarly to the Lions. Early, they were kind of getting moved around a little bit.
Yep.
But as the game progressed, they kind of took it over.
The continuity, the time on task, they starting to come together as a unit.
Yep. That was something glaring to me as the game progressed. So that was good to see. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, most definitely. No, man, Michigan. Sure. I like the way Michigan looks, man. Particularly young Bryce. I think that he's just going to continue to get better and better.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a pivotal year for him, and it's just going to catapult him into his sophomore year.
Get him a couple of nukes on the outside. And
I was going to say he needs
that tight end.
Catcher, man.
Let's get him a couple of nukes on the outside. He'll be all right.
Man, we were texting about Clemson. What's going on with Clemson?
Shout out to Dabo. Yeah. Oh man, that just puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
To just watch the steady dwindling decline of the once proud Clemson Tigers. I mean, they're struggling mightily right now. They can't win close games.
Is it a defensive thing? Is it an offensive thing?
Well, I mean, it's the perfect storm of injuries.
Yep.
Injuries, the wrong players in the crucial spots.
Yeah.
getting exposed regularly. The defense is just for especially when you talking
I'm like,
Clemson.
usually again, Clemson's defense is usually the one side of the ball
and
you
I'm
can
talking about
depend
we
on.
going back 30 years, like these before Dabo.
And Klubnik has regressed.
Yeah, but it's clearly in Dabo's head. You clearly see he's been reading the clippings or whatever the shorts or the clips.
And I know that Dabo has had a ton of success there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, without question. I mean,
you
two
know,
two natties.
Yeah, like, but how long is the leash though? Because the Clemson faithful, they not gonna put up with getting manhandled by Syracuse at home as a heavy underdog. Like what? Again, that's just like with the Alabama thing. Like, listen, there's only. I mean, again, now this ain't Nick Saban, so like Dabo Swinney is closer to Nick Saban than he is to Kalen DeBoer,
right?
But still, like the Clemson faithful, they ain't gonna hold their peace forever while you just get slapped up by Syracuse.
Hey man, fire him.
I mean, yeah, that's how we feel. But I'm just like, how long you think the leash is gonna be though? Realistically,
okay, anesthetically. Let's see. The buyout is what?
60 million.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no.
$60 million.
I mean, I don't. With Dabo is different because I don't think they would unceremoniously just throw him out of there.
No, they wouldn't.
But you don't have a forever leash though. Like
no, but
they would pull him in and just say, "Look, man, don't you feel like retiring, my G?"
Well, I mean, they did. They returned a lot of players this year.
Yeah, and I'm like, Klubnik has regressed. Like they had one of the best quarterbacks in the country, supposedly.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, this season's a wash.
Yeah, no, nothing's going on.
Yeah, this season's a wash.
Yeah.
So it's like, how you give him next year, and you do the math for, because I mean, if the buyout this year 60, what's he getting per year? Probably what, about 7? So he's getting
10 years, 115 million. So yeah, about 11.
About 11 and some change. $57. That's nothing. That's just $3 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, listen.
Clemson got to roll with that.
Listen,
so the contract's up in 2031. Ooh.
So listen, man. This is what I suspect will happen if things continue as they are.
Right.
A conversation will be had because again, now this is a guy who has done a lot as Clemson's head coach. So this is not a Kalen DeBoer situation.
Yeah, you don't throw him out with the bathwater.
Yeah, right. I mean, he has won national championships. He's had a ton of success. He's been to the college football playoff a bunch of times. So to me, this is a situation where you're like, look, man, what's best for the program is that you step aside, excuse me, and we give you, X amount of dollars.
Coach emeritus.
Yeah. Or, or give you a spot in the AD's office or something, They figure out something where you don't just jettison him. Because, he'll be at Clemson for the rest of his life in some capacity, like Bobby Bowden, running around on the sidelines at FSU.
Yeah.
But, you also can't let the program go up in flames either.
Yeah.
You don't want a North Carolina situation with Mac Brown where, now the thing is just beyond repair.
Yeah.
So, it's a slippery slope, because you just saw what happened with Mike Gundy at OSU. I mean, OSU is
he really didn't have any rope left.
no, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
but now OSU is it's a FCS pro. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to bring that thing back from the brink.
Yeah, I mean, but he's done nothing with it for
exactly.
Like,
this is what
I mean, like
this is what I'm saying. Like you can't allow your program just to sit idly
in the hands of a Mike Gundy for 20
correct.
years.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you can't just let it sit
no
there
fruit.
and now the covers are bare. You got nothing. And now you got to try to convince somebody to come here and rebuild your program from nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, you got
a trophy case full of quotables.
Exactly right. Exactly, man. Yeah,
like that's it.
Because OSU, they look like a I don't even know, a Division II school.
Yeah,
they out here getting pummeled.
Yeah, dude, like that's
correct.
Oh, yes, for sure.
They stuck in the previous right.
For sure.
And this is my thing. Like that's why you can't toil too long knowing that okay, this ain't working.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm a man, I'm 40. That was like 2000.
Yeah. Right.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like 2000. And that's when, Mike Gundy was like the young coach.
Right.
And like it had the expectations of, making that program competitive. And they were kind of for a while, they had windows where they were, on the cusp, so to speak. But they never could quite get over, and they've just been gradually dwindling, and he's just been comfortable, and doing other stuff that we won't get into. But but to your point, you're 100% right. Oh, okay, so so that was 2007.
Yeah, that's almost 20 years
18 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, wow. Dabo, was Dabo still, and was he in Alabama then or something like that?
Yeah. 08, yeah.
Okay.
He took over Clemson in 08. Man, let's what's your thoughts on Oregon, Penn State?
Go Dante.
Me too.
Period.
I think
Dante for the Heisman.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Dante.
Period.
Moore, Dante Moore been kicking butt and taking names up at Oregon. I think Oregon. I don't believe in Drew Allers.
Man, I don't believe in
James Franklin.
Come on now. You already know. Come on now. He will find a way.
I know.
He will find a way. I know it's a whiteout, ain't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's a whiteout.
Penn State, yeah.
Yeah, it's a whiteout.
That's gonna be a good one though. I don't believe in Drew Allers though. That's my biggest issue. I really do not believe in his quarterbacking ability.
He does have happy feet.
Yeah. I'm like, he
does have happy feet. He's definitely a heavy like rhythm guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love the running backs though. I love who is it? I'm trying to think of the running Singleton and
they got another
Allen, Katron Allen. Yeah. I love Penn State's running backs.
No, I mean, like I said, offensively, they're going to keep skill guys.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
But I just think that if you want to do the shootout, Oregon's tailor-made for that. I was
gonna say that, man. They got all kinds of. They just reload weapons. They more loaded than they were last year, man. They got DeCorian Moore and what's the other kid? Malik. I can't think of his Malik Benson. That's his name. Malik Benson. They got the big tight end from Idaho.
Yep.
By the way. I'm like,
they just found a tight end from Idaho.
That's a monster.
And he was like,
he looked like Kellen Moore.
He was like the number what? He was the number one tight end or number two tight end
like
in
Kellen
the nation.
Man.
And it's just like, how?
This dude is a beast. And then they and then Whittingham, the running back, ain't even been playing.
Yep. Yeah,
Man.
so I'm bullish on
Yeah, I am too, man.
on
Oregon,
the
they
Ducks
just
on this one for homer reasons.
yeah. And shout out to Dante. Yeah, he has been balling. What about Georgia and Alabama, man? What say ye?
Huh. I think Georgia makes a statement win.
I think so too.
I think they're due for a statement win. And I think the statement win comes this weekend.
Yeah, I think so too. I like Georgia in this game. You know, Alabama, they could jump up and surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Those type of games, when it's personal, you get some guys that have outer body performances.
Yeah, I'm not ruling them out, but yeah, I like Georgia in this game. I do. But if you ask me who needed more,
No.
Alabama.
In the worst way.
Yeah, I'm like Alabama should be motivated.
Yeah, because it's not gonna get any better from here.
No, the Alabama should be motivated to try and take this one and do so in convincing fashion. But I just don't believe that they going into Georgia and doing that in prime time. I just don't believe it. But all right, man. I wore my Tiger shirt, man, because it might be the last time that I'm able to do that. Our Tigers, man, are they gonna go ahead and complete the collapse, or what they gonna do, man? What say you?
I really thought we was gonna get out of here without talking about I ain't got time for this. We had a good show going.
Yeah, man.
It was almost out of here, and you just had to go bring this up.
I did, man. What? Yeah, I know. It's 5-1. Yep. They about to officially take the lead in the standings in the Central.
Well, I mean, what do you want? It's like we saw this coming a mile away, like how they've been tracking the alien invasion or whatever that's supposed to be coming. We've been tracking this bed shitting for about 6 weeks. Like we've seen this coming. We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. So here's the thing, man. We didn't do anything at the trade deadline.
We knew this was going to happen. We knew this opening day that eventually it was going to become a time where the stakes rise and the games become more situational in nature, especially with a game like baseball, which is a situational game within itself anyway.
Yep.
Where you're gonna need number one, arms, number two, bats. I mean, all of these things eventually, if you are deprived of, will come to a head over the course of 162 games. It's just more painful that it happens in games 151 on.
Well, the good news is that we kept all our prospects, and hopefully by the time you 70, man,
damn,
your prospect, all of these great prospects that they held on to at the trade deadline, they'll be coming to fruition.
Ain't that about a bit 70?
And yeah, but because they prospect, so you don't know.
I mean, but what are they?
Well, some of them real young, man. Some of them
some of them are frozen. If you're talking about when I'm 70, God.
But they gotta get together. They gotta gel. But so these prospects, because I can remember, and like I have grown to hate baseball. That's why we don't talk a lot of baseball, because I have grown to hate the baseball prospect. And don't get me wrong, I understand that there are some fantastic baseball prospects, but you got to understand where I'm coming from. I remember them telling me about Bobby Higginson when he was a baseball prospect. He was going to change the tide. He was a 5-tool player, and Bobby Higginson was going to change the Tigers.
B. Higgy.
We saw Bobby Higginson play. We saw it.
He had his moments.
No disrespect to Bobby Higginson.
Bobby had his moments.
Don't add me. The Higginson family, please don't add me.
Bobby had his moments.
He was a fine American, man.
What about Cameron Mabry?
Oh yeah,
the LeBron James of baseball,
remember,
as he was billed.
Remember when they traded Cameron Mabry, and do you remember the hand wringing that went on around here? You remember who we traded him for? Miguel Cabrera
and Dontrell Willis, right?
Dontrell Willis and Pudge.
Yeah.
And the hand wringing that went on around here when we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the anger.
I remember.
They were shooting daggers at Dave Dombrowski. Yeah. How could he trade
the LeBron James
the number
of baseball
8 prospect in the major leagues and the number 1 prospect in our farm system?
He could throw with both arms.
For some fat guy named Miguel Cabrera. How could they do it? This is why we don't talk baseball. I'm very cynical about these prospects now. Miguel Cabrera won a triple crown. Cameron Mabry went on to do nothing. And we hold on to these prospects at every trade deadline like money. Yeah. Like gold coins. And I'm not telling you that none of these prospects are going to turn out to be anything. Some of them will be great. I'm telling you that most of them are just going to be prospects.
Well, and every now and then you get a guy that's just like our best player.
Yeah.
But not one of the league's best players. Yeah. Like, don't get it twisted. Riley Green's our best player. He's not one of the league's best players.
Riley Green is fantastic.
Yeah, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's not, you know, like a Mookie Betts is here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a Riley Green's like here, which is great for us. But dude, like our lineup, it stinks. Like we can never get a timely hit. It very rarely, seldomly happens. We've known what we were facing with the bullpen stemming from last year. And the reason why we lost to, you know, Cleveland last year in the playoffs. So the fact that we go into this year and go into the deadline and then after the deadline and never, ever really, truly, in a real way, I feel, address the bullpen and just the pitching rotation. Like we never, I feel, established and or obtained a number 2, like a real number 2. And then, you know, in terms of the bullpen, like if they don't listen, as soon as this season is over, whenever it is, bro, if they don't strap Will Vest to a rocket and get his ass out of here, dude, I will scream if I see him on our roster next year, dude. Like, please. Like, I can't count the time that we've had, you know, a lead late into a game, late innings. And I knew without question he was going to blow it.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt. And I mean, you know, I didn't want to talk about the Tigers, but like here we are. And because again, like I just knew eventually this was going to happen. Like before September hit, if you saw where this was trending and you looked at the schedule and you know the history with us in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And when it comes to money time, the Cleveland Guardians, they own us. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. So I mean, it's worse that you look at what was September 4th? We were 11 games up.
Yep. And now we about to be a game back after today.
Yeah, that's about as bad as it gets. And I think it falls at the foot of Scott Harris.
Oh yeah. But we got prospects though.
I think AJ Hinch has done the most that he could possibly do with what he had. So I'm really not interested in hearing anything about, you know, AJ Hinch this, AJ Hinch that. I think no one's safe in terms of who has to leave here to get someone here to improve this roster. maybe last year they were maybe one or two guys, Tarek Skubal included, that you would deem, okay, we're going to build around this guy. But no, at this point, everyone's available.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Tarek Skubal got one more year left, man.
Everyone's available.
Might as well ride it out with him.
Well, I mean, you talking about 1 year left on the deal?
Yeah, on his deal.
Okay,
yeah.
well, that's
He
fair.
got 1 year left.
Well, I mean, if you want to maybe jettison some money.
Yeah, I mean,
because
I mean, you're not gonna re-sign him. He gonna end up a Yankee or a Red Sox.
Because I feel that
because why would he stay here for us to be holding on to our prospects?
Yeah,
he want to go somewhere and try to win 100%. And make money.
And to your point, let's bring back a haul of some guys who can contribute and play now, because AJ Hinch has proven time and again all he needs is guys that can play.
I don't know if Sky Harris gonna do that, man.
You don't know. He's shown zero evidence that he will.
I'm
like I'm this is I said the hope. The hope. Will it happen? Highly doubt it.
The good news is that in a couple of weeks, man, we can start previewing the Pistons season. There was a list that came out, I think it was 50, the best 50 NBA players. And they listed, I think they gave out 11 to 50 and K was 12. So,
okay,
I'm excited for where we going, man. I think Jaden Ivey is ready to have a breakout year, man. So I don't want to get to previewing the Pistons now, but we'll be able to preview them in a couple of weeks. And, unfortunately, we thought we would be able to talk some postseason, maybe a little bit of postseason baseball.
I mean, we look like we may get we staring at maybe a play-in wild card game if this keeps up. I mean, the ship be sinking. Sad, man.
Quite sad.
Sad.
But moving on to some other business, man. You've been watching the opening press conferences for Tank and Jake Paul.
Listen, man.
And do you have any thoughts?
I mean, the press conferences are as about as big as a joke as as we perceive the fight to be.
The
little fake shove, and then who was the IG model that jumped in and broke it up? Like
the optic is weird.
It just all looked fake.
And the term that springs to mind is mind numbing.
It just
listening to them argue.
It looked did it look Jerry Springer-esque? You know what I mean? It just looked produced. There's no real animosity. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both getting paid. You hear them talking about how much they're getting paid. I think Paul said that they're getting NFL quarterback money for the fight. So,
make boxing great again, man.
That part.
I'm just hoping Turkey Al-Sheikh swoop in with a big bag of money and put the kibosh on this, man, and make some real fights.
No, I mean, just
make him fight Tank. Make Tank Wilder. Fight. Yeah. Make
Paul fight Wilder.
Paul ain't gonna fight Wilder. Wilder wants to catch a body, and I'm telling you, he ain't doing that, bro. Wilder would like to kill a man.
Well, I mean, he was calling, wasn't Paul calling out Anthony Joshua?
Yeah. But
and I don't know what he thinking after what Anthony Joshua. I mean, you can say what you want about Anthony Joshua in terms of
Anthony Joshua will pulverize Jake.
Ask Frank Ngannou about Anthony Joshua.
Stop.
Anthony Joshua Logan Paul wouldn't get in the ring with Frank Ngannou on any day.
Nah. He'll pulverize Jake Paul. Yeah, I mean, but it looks weird.
Yeah,
it just looks real. It looks very bizarre.
It just was goofy looking. Man.
Yeah,
it just was. And then, like I said, it's just like he calms down once the baby girl comes out. Stop. Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Man, listen, bring on the Floyd and Mike Tyson press conferences. That's what I want to see.
Now that's going to be must-see entertainment.
Bring that on, man. I don't want to hear these two, man.
Like,
go
that's
back
gonna
and
be
forth.
all the way live. Is that really happening?
Yeah, supposedly. Man, did you see Jake Paul? He got to get all down low, man. Have a face off.
I mean, come on,
It's so
man. It's
weird
ridiculous.
looking, man. Stop this. Somebody come in and put a stop to this,
Hey,
man.
what
Ridiculous.
is Jake Paul? What, 6'2"?
It's something like that, man.
And Tank is what, 5'4"?
Hey, man, Tank is a little bitty old dude. I'm like, man, what are we watching? What is this, man?
It's
But at any rate,
silliness.
we appreciate y'all joining us, man, this week on this edition of the Everybody Has One podcast, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Don't forget to continue to like, share, and subscribe. That's Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. Everybody Has One spelled out sports podcast everywhere else. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's TikTok, that's Twitch. Continue to share with your friends, continue to discuss, man, and make sure y'all hit us up, reach out to us on any of the social sites if you have any topics that you would like to hear us discuss on the show. And until next week, man,